Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Yes, it's the 1st of November, so I thought it's time that I revealed my plans for 2018. Yes, 2018. Believe me, guys, it's only weeks away. We ain't got that long. Christmas is going to hit us very, very soon. So I thought I'd let you see what I will be up to next year. This all coincides with a group build that I'm hosting as well, and this is this is the backbone of the group build, actually, because this is what's inspired me to do a group build, but that will be on a different video about all that. So what have we got? We have got a lot of kits that I'm going to be building next year. Now, it all starts with this one. It's the 65 centimeter mortar, and I ain't going to try and pronounce the name because I always make a nosh up of German names. But this was roughly about fifth kit I built when I got back into modelling. Now, this particular kit, I didn't know much about PE. I didn't know nothing about anything. I was very naive and I did a lot of things wrong, but it still inspired me that I wanted to add on to it, and I wanted to put the steam engine on, I wanted to put the flatbed cars, the guns, everything else like that on it. So I sat down there, worked it all out, and it came in at about 700 quid, and I thought to myself, I can't afford that. That's a little bit too much, you know, especially this sort of early into, you know, back into modelling. So this was put up on the shelf, but the notion never went away. The idea was still there, and over the years now I have been collecting bits to actually do this build, and I finally got all my bits and pieces together to actually do the build that I want. But this build has now extended, but we'll get to that in a very few minutes. Now, all the kits that you see in front of you will be built and put with this particular gun. We start with the Minty 52 at the back there, which I've already done a kit review on it. Beautiful train. That's gonna. There's a lot of work involved in there. We've actually got gondolas. Now these are the high-sided gondolas. Now I actually picked up, I've actually got 4 of these. You're going to say, why you got 4 for? Well, 2 of them are actually going to go onto this build and 2 are going on to another build, which I will talk to you in a minute about. So 2 of them go onto this build, and I have 2 of the 37 flak, and I have 2 of the 38 flak. I bought 2 because I wanted different ones on the carriages, because I'm going to do the gondola as a flat gondola but with sandbags around it, and put the flak emplacements on top of it. Good idea. And I weren't quite sure if I could get away with 1 or 2, but I'm quite pleased that I did get 2 of each, because they will go on for the next build, so we'll get to that in a minute. We've also got the SSYMS 80 tank transporter. Now I have 2 of these as well, but I'll only be using 1 on this build, because that tank transporter will be taking this tank here. Now it's not actually, well, it is a tank. No, it's not. It hasn't got a rotating turret. It is a tracked vehicle, and this is actually the vehicle that carried the shells to the mortar and actually hoisted them up onto the loading bay. It actually carried, I think it was about 4 in the back, and could carry 1 in the front as well if it needed to. So that's a pretty big kit as well on its own. Lots of parts to it. There's 675 parts in that one, plus PE and everything else. So that's a pretty big kit, and that will be going on the transporter with this, with the steam engine, with the flatbed, with the gunning placements as well on it, and the whole lot measures in at 2 meters 395 millimeters, so it's going to be pretty long. So that is all that, and you can also see some signals I've got. I bought these because one thing leads to another. I'm going to do another steam engine, because Trumpeters do two. They do an armoured one and they do another one the size of the Minty, and for the life of me I can't remember the name of it. So what I would like to do is another train with the flatbed transporters, and maybe a couple of supply wagons, which the high-sided gondolas will be turned into covered like cattle cars to carry supplies. And I want to do a supply train that's going to the front, same place this is going to. But on this, it gives me a good excuse to build and put on a lot of the vehicles that I haven't built yet on the German side. Panther, I'd like to build a Panther. There's some half tracks, other bits and pieces like that I can actually put on to this train going to the front, because it would be a mixed bunch of vehicles, supplies, replacements, so I can get away with filling all the cars up with all different vehicles, and I think it would look pretty cool next to this one, which is going to go on to a diorama type base. Now the diorama base is, well, we'll go to that. I'm not going to be using Trumpeters base that they supply, because they do supply track and base for all the vehicles, or all the rail cars should I say, but the sleepers and the rails are beautiful. They go together lovely, they look great, they're well wood grained and everything like that, and you can really make a nice job of them. But this, what it sits in, is a load of crap. It really is. When I did this one, it took me days because of the joins, filling and sanding and respraying, and it was just a nightmare. And then add insult to injury. When I actually come to put the sleepers through, the sleepers are all connected together, and you're supposed to just slide them through and then put the track in. I couldn't get them sitting level because of the stone, and I ended up having to cut them off individually and individually glue them in and level them up so I could slide the track in, because the track sits in like little teeth, and it was an absolute nightmare. So that is going out the window. So if anybody wants a load of these, I've got a shed load spare. You can have them with pleasure. So what I should be doing is I will be doing a base using the tracks and the sleepers. I'll be using ballast and making my own. I've got signals, and also I have got some figures in my watch list. Now I'm not allowed to order anything. I've been told by the good lady, yeah, she knows what I'm building and everything else, and I've got loads of stuff in my watch list that I need to purchase, but I've been told I'm not allowed to purchase anything now until after Christmas. So hopefully Santa Claus might bring me a few bits and pieces to start the other train with. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and just wait for Christmas to come and then get started. So my whole channel next year is going to be turned over to building raily things and tracky things, shooty things, and all the bits and pieces like that. I might even do on that a few aircraft spare parts because I haven't built a fly thing. Sky's the limit really. I can put anything I want. I could put some spare parts for aircraft, fuselage and wings and engines and things like that. It leaves a lot to the imagination. So that's it. That's what's happening on my channel in 2018. I will say I will be doing all inbox reviews of all the kits. I've already done an inbox review of the Minty. I did that a long time ago when my young lady bought me that. The rest of them I will be doing inbox reviews as we're going along. And also I will be doing some build logs on the different items. I'm not going to do a real in-depth build log, but I will just go through basically what's going on and start to finish, and then if there's been any problems, that's it. So that is it. That's what's happening. All I'm going to do now is say thank you very much for sitting and listening to me jabber for the last 10-15 minutes, and we'll see you on the next one.